Hi, everybody. This is Sean Gray, and today I'm going to be talking about my coping strategy of maintaining social connection. I know you guys are probably sick of hearing this, but I had a long career in the Air Force, and I was deployed to New York City during the COVID pandemic to work in the hospitals, Queens City Hospital, to be exact, for 4 months. 16-hour days, going back to a tiny hotel room. This is when there was a lot of uncertainty going on around COVID, so strict social distancing. I couldn't work out or, you know, be with my other service members during this time. So it was very isolating. And one thing I really had to focus on was maintaining social connections, even if it wasn't, face to face or in person, using Zoom to talk to my wife, my family members, my friends, FaceTime, or even phone calls. So my biggest stressors were the long hours I spent in the hospital, super high patient acuity, a lot of mortality and death that I witnessed, unfortunately. My prolonged separation from my wife and my family, and then the social isolation, which was probably the worst part. So I got good at maintaining social connections, which I used as my coping strategy. So there's a lot of research, particularly an article I found by Rutger Martin 2022 called Social Connectedness as a Determinant of Mental Health. Evidence has shown that maintaining social connection helps with emotional validation, reduces feelings of isolation, even in like a situation I was in with constant isolation, enhance coping, self-efficacy, encourage adaptive problem solving, and promoting resilience, which is one of the main things I can say that deployment did really help me with. Um, Neurobiologically, so I did find another article by Burr and Kova in 2023 called Endogenous Oxytocin and Human Social Interactions. So it's been shown that positive interactions release oxytocin, which is a neuropeptide associated with bonding, trust, emotional regulation. I know we've heard it often when studying children or newborns. But what oxytocin does is it helps reduce activation of the stress response or the the HPA, the hypothalamus pituitary axis, sorry, for that. So it lowers cortisol, decreases amygdala activation, so that anxiety, stress response. It enhances activity in the prefrontal cortex, so it helps with decision making and emotional regulation. And it also increases dopamine and serotonin. So just having that, social connections, neurobiologically, it's doing a lot of work behind the scenes. I'm not going to lie, during that time period, I did have periods of sadness, anxiety with this, but really maintaining that social connectedness and connection went a long way. In an article I found by Holt and Ludstad in 2024 called Social Connections as a Critical Factor of Mental Health Across the Lifespan, connectedness or connections can be used in every aspect of life. For children, secures relationships to caregivers. It helps develop resilience, like I said before. For adolescents, peer support, especially when, in the identity formation stage of your life, and coping strategies as well. Adults, so social connectedness can provide emotional support during life transitions, crises, occupational stress. And for older adults, that social connectedness is super important to lower rates of depression, prevent cognitive decline and loneliness. And research has showed that maintaining that social connection can be beneficial in all these areas of life. So that was my coping mechanism, which I have really relied on and continue to rely on as we're, going through grad school and have less time with family. It's important to make time to, maintain that social connection with your friends, your family, your loved ones. Thanks, guys.